What's up guys, in this video I want to take a look at Cub Finance, the new DeFi application on the Binance Smart Chain released by the LeoFinance team, give a small introduction to the different mechanics of the platform and tell something about the tokenomics of the project. But before we begin with the actual video, if you plan to use this application or invest money into the Cub token, make sure that you really understand all aspects of the DeFi application and how to properly use it. If you don't know how liquidity pools work, the risks involved with them, and what staking LP tokens means, please learn about that first and then return to Cub Finance. This, by the way, applies to all DeFi applications and not only Cub Finance. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the Cub token. The current supply of Cub is almost 500k tokens. That's including the initial airdrop to Leo stakers and wrapped Leo liquidity providers on Uniswap, and 5 days of inflation with an increased inflation rate. The total supply is unlimited, but the supply increase is a fixed value. As I just mentioned, the first 5 days had an increased inflation rate. That's because in the first week after the Cub Finance launch, 3 Cub tokens are created each block. This value will drop to 2 Cub tokens in the second week and finally to 1 token per block from the third week. Those are the emission rates for now, and I believe they may be changed with the introduction of governance in the future, but don't take my word for granted on this topic. Because the Binance Smart Chain has 3-second blocks, 28,800 Cub are created each day. That's 10.5 million new tokens each year. But you also have to keep in mind that there is a fee for depositing to some of the farms and dens. I will tell more about that later, which is being used to buy BLEO and Cub tokens from the market, and then they are being burned. After 5 days of operating, about 31,000 tokens were burned. That's a day worth of inflation when calculating with the inflation rate from the third week on. Currently, Cub is valued at $5.15, which puts its market cap at $2.4 million US. The price reached an all-time high of around $14 US on the second day of its release and had an all-time low of around $3.40 US on March 11th. But the current price action doesn't really tell much, since the project is barely known outside of the LeoFinance bubble and the supply is increasing really fast compared to the current existing supply. The total value locked has been increasing since its release and is currently at $9.3 million US across all farms and pools. Okay, so now let's take a look at the actual application. But first of all, let me show you 2 links. The first one is the documentation of Cub Finance. Here you can read an introduction, a roadmap, and some facts about the tokenomics. So this is about the Cub token. This is where you can read about the burns, the emission rate, etc. Something about the BLEO token. And yeah, a roadmap where you can read about the future plans. So, and then you have this app here that tracks the value of the Cub token. I'll put a link to this and to the documentation into the description. So, and here you can see the historical price and of course the current price. Okay, now let's get back to Cub Finance. As I just said, the current total value locked is about $9.4 million US, and the total Cub supply is 500k, market cap 2.4 million, total Cub burned 31k, and 3 new Cub per block, which will be released in the future, decreased in the future. Okay, so I already mentioned it, but Cub Finance runs on the Binance Smart Chain. So to use it, you either need a MetaMask wallet with a custom set network, or you just use the Binance Chain wallet. You can both find them on the App Store of the browser that you use, or you can use those other wallets that allow you to set a custom wallet. So I am going to log in with the Binance Chain wallet. Okay, so if you see this UI, you may think that you already have seen this, and this is true. Cub Finance is, for the most part, forked from other DeFi applications, from different ones, from Ethereum and from some BSC ones. But it's not only one project that they forked from multiples and combined them. So some of this may be already familiar for you. The first thing that you can do is, of course, an exchange, a Uniswap style exchange, where you can trade all of the BSC tokens. You also have liquidity pools, of course. You can easily add liquidity here, just like on other DeFi applications. It's basically the same. And you can also access from this the Binance Smart Chain bridge, where you can trade different assets between the different networks to the Binance Smart Chain network. So yeah, to add liquidity or to simply swap tokens, you just select an output currency. So for example, Leo, you put in some amount of tokens that you want to trade, and then you just click swap. For adding liquidity, you press the add liquidity button, you choose some currency, and you basically do the same. Because this is on the Binance Smart Chain, the transaction costs are not really high. They are around 80 cents or so. You can't spam many transactions, but you can do a couple before it gets really expensive. And you can also here see your other liquidity here. As you can see, I have half a cup in the pool, and that's because I have the most part of my liquidity. I have staked the tokens in the farm. And now let's talk about the farms. So what are the farms? The farms are where you just can stake your liquidity pool tokens. There are a couple of them here, and you will receive Cub tokens as a reward for staking the tokens. For example, the ones with the highest APR are the Cub BUSD and the Cub BNB liquidity pool farms. They have a really high APR, and that's because the current token inflation is very high, and there are not many people staking in the pools. As you can see here, there's 1.5 million total liquidity, which is really low when you compare it to other DeFi applications. And here you can see some other stats to make your calculations easier. If you have tokens, liquidity pool tokens, you can just click this plus here and add them, or you can withdraw them at any time by clicking this here. You can also harvest your rewards, which is just claiming them. So you click the button, pop-up will appear, and then you just confirm the transaction. You get your cup. And then we also have the dens, which is basically just staking of tokens. So the one with the highest APR here is the cup staking. Yeah, you can just edit. It's the same like with the farms. So for example, let's add 1.5 cup here. We confirm the transaction. It's pending confirmation, and it was confirmed. And what it also does, it not only adds more cup, it not only stakes more cup, but it also automatically harvests your current earnings. Okay, so that's the basic information about the features of this DeFi tool. Now, as you can see here, there is some talk about deposit fees, and this is what I mentioned earlier. So aside from those Cub BUSD and Cub BNB liquidity pool staking, and aside from the normal Cub staking, there is a deposit fee for using those farms and dens, and it's 2% for this one here, and usually it's 4% for the other liquidity pools, farms and dens. And those deposit fees will be used to buy back Cub and Leo, as you can see here. 80% of the earnings go to buying back Cub tokens and burning them, and the other 20% go to buying and burning Leo tokens. Here you can always see the total Cub burned. So as you can see here, while we were recording this video, there were around 4k tokens burned. Okay, but that's it for this video. As I mentioned before, if you want to read some more details and something about the future of this product, check out the docs. There is a roadmap in there. I will put a link to all relevant things, including of course the site itself, into the description. By the way, you can reach Cub Finance by going to cubdefi.com. So cubfinance.com is not a valid URL, it's cubdefi.com, but you will find a link to it in the description. And yeah, that's it. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, just write a comment and I'll answer as fast as possible. I hope you have a great day. See you in the next video. Bye.